So, ladies and gentlemen, it only took more than a half an hour, but the biggest disgrace in New Brunswick history, the former Corite, the failed Liberal, the failed cabinet minister, the failed premier, was knocked out in the first round by a Liberal leader that will mark the first female premier in New Brunswick history, Susan Holt. Blaine Higgs and his conservative party, which basically was trying for its third term, were shown the door in heavy fashion Monday night throughout the province. 49 ridings reporting at press time, or the recording of this, at 8:46. 31 seats Liberal, 16 PC, and 2 Green. Now, Higgs's hometown seat, again, has been under watch too as well. We're not sure he's going to win or lose it, but it was a very interesting campaign because the core party only ran on one promise, was to drop the harmonized sales tax by 2%. But Susan Holt ran on a campaign of change, a campaign of working with the public. Blaine Higgs has made so many enemies as premier, and it's just I'm quite surprised that there wasn't more people rose up against him. We knew that they tried to get him out a number of months ago, and it didn't work. But I think the people that were running basically, or decided not to run, played a huge factor here. Now, according to CBC, they projected a majority government around 8:30, 8:35. At the time, again, 31 Liberals, 16 PCs, and Greens were leading it too. CBC's first two projected wins were both Liberals, Chuck Chasson and Benoit Bourque, followed by the first two PCs, Margaret Johnson and Don Monahan. About 150,000 ballots were cast during the two provinces' 2 days of advance voting, and at special polls at universities, hospitals, and care homes. And I think that played a huge difference. Now, as it stands right now, 48% popular vote Liberal, about 35% Conservative. Again, as of 7:53 Monday evening, 370,199 votes had been cast out of 568,000 registered electors. In 2020, by comparison, 378,000 people voted, about 66% of registered voters. Now, Higgs was hoping to win a third term, which would make him the first premier to do so since Frank McKenna in 1995. Of course, McKenna won in 87, 58 seats to nothing. Now, Liberal leader Susan Holt hopes to lead her party back to power after 6 years on opposition, and again, the win has made her the first female premier in New Brunswick. Now, the Green Party, seemingly entrenched as the province's third party on the left of the political spectrum, was aiming to re-elect its 3 MLAs who first won in 2018 and secured new terms in 2020. Now, the NDP, the Revised People's Alliance, no longer led by Chris Austin, who won his seat for the Conservatives, and the Libertarian Party had candidates on the ballot in some ridings, while 2 other parties, the Social Justice Party and the Consensus Party, failed to nominate enough candidates to remain officially registered. Now, 2 polling stations were expected to be open past 8 p.m. on Monday because of, I guess, the logistical issues that kept them from opening at 10 a.m. Now, the Dennis Morris polling station in St. John West, Lancaster, opened 25 minutes late, while the Club L'Age d'Or polling station in St. Jacques and the riding of Madawaska, Lac, Edmundston opened 10 minutes late. Each stayed open for the corresponding amount of time past 8 p.m. Now, the idea about Blaine Higgs, he did start his career in politics in the Liberal Party, decided to make a shift to the PCs, but unfortunately his efforts to motivate the PCs went for naught. He eventually ran for the core leadership and lost, and wrote what is considered the core manifesto a number of years ago. He comes from a riding of the part of the province, Foreign City, that has deep roots in the Conservative Party, as all does the extended Carleton County region. So the idea about the provincial vote, it's split between 2 zones, the northwest, the northeast of the Canadian Peninsula, going down towards the Moncton region and St. John, predominantly Liberal, while the center of the province and the southwest, typically blue Conservative. Now, I've dealt with Blaine Higgs, covering him as a politician for a number of years. I consider him probably one of the premiers in New Brunswick history that listened to less to the people of the province and people of his own party. He was trying to run almost like on a kind of an old-fashioned Christian heritage meets PC platform. Higgs never really gave new people in the party that wanted to come in the option to be a red Tory or be somebody that could be motivated towards the future. He was embracing certain aspects of right-wing culture that most New Brunswickers do not believe in. Now, this is kind of ironic, ladies and gentlemen, despite the fact that Pierre Trudeau is pretty well hated throughout the province. Susan Holt ran a very, very positive campaign, didn't really associate much with the Trudeau campaign. Now, in the key seats in the province, obviously the PCs will have learned never to lose again. Losing all 58 seats in 1987 wasn't a shock to me because usually how it works in New Brunswick when the ruling party loses, the new party goes in, you get between 25, under 49 now, but back in the day, between 31 and 37 seats, and the opposition, be Liberal Conservatives, we have around 20. But this was kind of interesting, ladies and gentlemen, because the early results, some polls were only showing 2 or 3 people voting. So for them to make a projection at the 30, 35-minute mark, because with computerization, it's a very interesting way to go. So before we leave you, we're going to give you a little bit of details for people who are not from New Brunswick as to who Susan Holt is. Now, she is, 47 years of age, born April 22nd, 1977. She had been a leader of the Brunswick Liberal Association since August 2022. She was the MLA for the Bathurst region for a year before moving to her home riding this year. Now, she grew up in Frankton. She attended Queen's University in Kingston, where she graduated with a degree in both chemistry and economics. Now, prior to entering politics, she worked as a human resource manager in Freddie, where she served as chief growth officer for software testing companies, Plato Testing, and PQA, and served as president of Brunswick Business Council. In 2015, she was appointed by Premier Blaine Higgs, a Liberal, to serve as chief of business relationships on the New Brunswick Jobs Board Secretariat, and simultaneously served as senior economic development advisor to Gallant. She ran as a Liberal candidate in Frankton South in the 2018 election, losing to, get this, David Coon of the Brunswick Green Party. Now, she won the leadership in 2022 and began her term as official opposition leader on May 9, 2023, when Denny Landry gave up his seat so Holt could run. Now, married, living in Frankton, and her and her husband John have 3 children. Now, in the Bathurst vote, she defeated Green Serge Brideau, a very strong candidate in my home region, by almost 1,000 votes. But 2018 lost by almost 3,000 votes to David Coon in a very tough challenge. So, ladies and gentlemen, history has been made in New Brunswick. The first female premier of New Brunswick. Probably Blaine Higgs will resign as Conservative leader. But when I say core services, ladies and gentlemen, that's what he was. He was not a PC leader. He didn't embrace the red Tories or the center-right Tories. He was never a progressive conservative. He was a conservative leader, not progressive conservatives. And with all the years of the Irvings and the Conservatives, he's going to have a big pension. So, again, Mr. Higgs, no. Hey, goodbye. I buried another core politician. You might be the last one. I covered your home party for a number of years, and I buried you, Premier Higgs. And good luck in your future endeavors. Have a good one. Bye.